Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Courtney. Today is the last mystery box for 2022. Now, how does this challenge work? Well, a group of YouTubers get together and we are all assigned a different DIYer. We send them a box of very random goodies. This theme for the box is anything goes, which means we could buy from anywhere we wanted to, or maybe throw in from our stash if we chose. Now, inside the box are 2 wrap challenge items. These items are gonna be a little tricky to DIY with, and of course, every time there is a twist. Now this month's twist is super special because all of my friends, including myself, are doing some type of random act of kindness. I can't wait to show you what I chose to do. Now, who did I send my box to? I sent it over to Jamie, the crafty DIY guy, and I got my box from Rebecca from Style My Sweets. There will be a playlist down below in the description box. If you click on that, it will take you in order and it'll make the whole mystery box make sense. Now, let's open up the box and see what Rebecca sent me. Okay, this is my box. Let's see what she sent. I just cut open the top, but I have not pulled anything out. So let's see. Oh. Okay. Oh. Yeah. There's a card. Okay, hold on. Okay, these must be the wrap challenge items. Okay, so here's one wrapped item. Make sure. Oh my gosh, it smells so good in there. Okay, here's another one. I'm gonna try to take the card off without unwrapping this one. All right, here's the second challenge. Here's my card. I have a bulletin board. I save all of these cards. I absolutely love doing that. Here's the card. Hi Courtney, thank you so much for including me in this year's Christmas Mystery Box Challenge. The 2 challenge items are wrapped in red paper. I also added a couple things that I had trouble deciding what to do with, and a couple others that look like fun when I was in the craft store. I can't wait to see what you make. You are super talented and creative. Merry Christmas, love, Rebecca. Oh, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna add this to my bulletin board. All right. Let's see what she sent. I'm gonna turn it this way. Okay, so here on top, oh, all right. Oh, some white felt, like it. And, so, ooh, that's pretty. Some glittery paper, cardstock kind of paper. All right, this to the side. Let's see, rub-on transfers. Oh, that's cool, I've never seen that. So it kind of looks like wood. I'm sorry, there's a little bit of glare. It just kind of looks like a farmhouse barnwood. That's really cool. All right. Oh, cute. A little ornament. Farmhouse ornament. I have one of these and I have no idea. Okay. Christmas tree truck. I wanted to do something different, but I couldn't think. So now I'm going to have to really think about it. All right. And then, oh, we got some felt Christmas trees. Okay. Love these. You poke them out. I think, yeah, it's like the different pieces, they're not all poked out, but you poke them out. So several pieces of felt Christmas trees. Gosh, she sent me a lot of good stuff. A little snowman ornament. Okay. Oh, some wood beads. These would be good to make my miniature version of my marshmallows, if you remember those with the chocolate. Okay, those are cute. Stand by. A red jar. Okay, this is a very good variety, Rebecca. You're doing good. Oh, what? Whipped clay? Oh my gosh, what? Whipped clay. Okay, I've never seen this before. Oh my gosh. Okay, so instead of using like spackling, it looks like, I hope this can focus. Let me see. You could use this whipped clay to get the same effect. So, wow. Okay, never seen this before. If you make enough faux food, I have a feeling. Okay, that's really cool. Never, ever seen that. This is what smells good. Okay, the cinnamon broom. Okay, this is a very good variety. I have to say, Rebecca, you did really good. All right, a pick. Can always use a good greenery pick. Metal bucket. All right. Metal ornament. Okay. Almost done here. Some red miniature ornaments. And, oh, that's cute. Little like Christmas village ribbon. It's got like trees and, focus please. Is it focused? I don't know. That's really cute. Okay. All right, challenge items. Okay, let's see if she was nice or mean. She's she's on the nice list or the naughty list. Let's do this. I'm gonna do the squishy one first. Feels like socks. Let's see how off I am. Oh no, it's a t-shirt. Okay. Okay, I can work with that. Red t-shirt. Okay, I can do that. I can do that. Okay. Nice so far, Rebecca. Good job. All right, last one. Okay, you were so nice. This is actually really cute. It's a big red snowflake. So there we go, metal, it's metal. Ding ding. Okay, I am going to think on this for a couple of days. A few seconds your time. Now let's get crafting. Diving into this first DIY, I'm going to be using the wooden beads, the white felt, and the red mason jar. To start, I'm going to take some of the wooden beads and I'm going to paint them white. Now you want to paint all the sides except for one of the sides that has a hole. You don't necessarily need to paint it because it will be covered up. How many wooden beads you paint is up to you, because when you see when the project is done, you can decide how many you want to do. Take your wooden beads, now that they're nice and dry, and the side that you didn't really paint, you're going to go in and cover it up with some brown hot glue. Now you might remember my larger version of these marshmallows that I made back in the spring. Well, we're going to do another variation here, so just go ahead and get those tops covered on all the wooden beads. You will need some wooden skewers from Dollar Tree for the next step. So you want to take some hot glue and squirt some of that glue into the other end of these wooden beads. Now, if you want to make stir sticks, which is what I'm making, you're going to trim the bottom of the skewer off the pointy part. But if you want to make these and use them to actually put marshmallows on them, then you want to trim the top part off so that you have that sharp point to be able to slide your real marshmallows up onto these. So I'm just going to go through and make all of my little stir sticks. Now I grabbed the mason jar, popped off the handle, and then I'm going to be working with the white felt. So I trimmed it into strips about 1/2 inch. Once I got my strips trimmed, I just hot glued those to the mason jar to give it a whole candy cane effect. To finish this off, I dropped my stir sticks into the mason jar and then just grabbed some red and white checked ribbon that I got from Hobby Lobby and made a tiny bow, hot glued it, and then this was ready to be set up with your hot cocoa bar. And I quickly wanted to show you, I made this hot chocolate charcuterie board just in my last video. I will definitely link it down below, so these stir sticks would make a great addition to that. I grabbed the red mini ornaments for this next DIY. A couple years ago, I made some fabric wrapped little Halloween candies using the mini ornaments. I made a big version of it last year at Christmas time, and so I thought, you know what, I need to make a small version and let's turn it into a garland. So to start, I grabbed out some of my fabrics that I had, mostly going with the whole red and white theme. I cut them down into pieces that measured 4.5 by 5 inches. All of my fabric came from Hobby Lobby. It's usually always there. It's not like a special section. It's just the always wall. I don't know what you want to call that wall, but the one that's always there. Once I got my fabric pieces ready to go, I grabbed my mini ornaments, I popped off the toppers, and then I also cut off that little knobby that was on there. To get them attached to the fabric, I just used some hot glue and I wrapped the fabric around, making sure to secure it. Now, I did trim the ends of my fabric before I wrapped it using my pinking shears. And then I didn't close them off yet. So the next step was I took one of my weeding tools and I poked a hole. Well, there was already one hole at one end. I just poked my tool through to make a hole on the other end. And then I thread my little candy ornament fabric wrapped thingamabobber on some baker's twine. So I did that for all of the pieces of candy. I ended up doing 8 pieces. Once all of my pieces of candy were on the twine, then I took some more of that baker's twine and I closed off the ends. Once that was done, you can kind of slide it around to determine how much space you want between the candies and how long you want it, but then that's it. This garland is ready to be hung up. I grabbed the metal bucket and the whipped air clay for this next DIY. Y'all, I don't know where I've been. I didn't even know this whipped clay was a thing. Let me know down below. Have y'all ever heard of this? Because this whole kit, just wait till you see, like, it is, especially at Christmas time, this stuff is amazing. So I started by pulling off the handle of my bucket. Now I was going to wrap the bucket with scrapbook paper, but when I realized it was a little more time consuming to wrap it with paper to make sure I get it measured right and all that good stuff, I decided to go the fabric route. So I just used some hot glue and secured fabric all around my bucket. Okay, here it is, this whipped clay. So I was so impressed when I opened it up. It looks like, it literally looks like icing. It comes in these little packets with screw tops. It also comes with the tips, okay? It comes with the tips. Like, I need to get out more, I think, is what needs to happen here. So you don't need a piping bag, you don't need tips, you just screw on the little tip and then you can put the cap back on it. So much easier than working with the spackling, less messy for sure. I will definitely link it down below if I can find it, but I just picked a tip and then I took this and I went all the way around the edge of my bucket, and I went around about 3 or 4 different times. I can't exactly remember how many, just kind of layering this. Now it's air clay, so as soon as I got this on there, all I had to do was let it sit and dry overnight. Now I did end up going in, I wanted to add some sprinkle to this, so you definitely want to do it before the air clay dries. I'm just using these faux sprinkles that I have in my stash, and I'm just putting a variety of them all around the edges. If you wanted to do the brown hot glue chocolate drizzle, then go ahead and let the air clay dry, and you can do that after the fact, after it's dry. Final step was I glued one of these gingerbread ornaments that I got in a 24 pack from Amazon. I will definitely link anything you see in today's video down below in the description box. But now this is finished. This is great to display in a hot cocoa bar, or you could even turn it into a really cute gift set by adding hot chocolate and a bunch of little fixings to it. I'll be using 4 items from the box in this DIY, starting with this greenery pick. I'll be using the cinnamon broom as well, along with the rub-on transfer and the metal ornament. To start, I'm going to take that metal ornament and paint it with some of the Crimson Red chalk paint by Waverly. Now this next step, I wasn't quite sure if it was going to work, so I decided that I wanted to put the rub-on transfer in the middle of the ornament, but I needed to trim it down a little bit, so I did that, and then I applied it to the ornament. It did fine. I had a little mishap kind of on the top left corner, but I wasn't too concerned about it, and I got that nice and applied. For the cinnamon stick, I broke it down and made 2 little bundles of that and hot glued that to the top of my ornament to start embellishing the top of it. I also pulled off little pieces of that greenery pick and hot glued that down along with some of the leaves. And then I did want to use that gold ball ornament and I glued that to the center. I felt like it needed a little more, so I grabbed some more of those red mini ornaments that I used earlier in the video and I glued those down as well. This next step here, these gold transfer letters, let me just say that my record of successfully using these are probably 0 and 10. 10 big losses. Like, I, for whatever reason, struggle, but I don't know, I was feeling lucky today. So I went through and I cut out all the letters to spell Merry Christmas. I started with the R in the center. I started to rub it down and it does what it normally does. Most of it would rub down, but then there were part of it that pulled away with it and it stretched and it wouldn't stick. So I was like, okay, these are just not going to work. I just need to give up and never, ever, ever look at these again. So I am just going to get rid of them. But I needed to fix my little mistake because as I went to try to scratch off the R that was on there, it was starting to scratch off the other rub-on transfer. So what I decided was I went through my stash and I found the little Merry Christmas wooden sign. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to leave this natural color. I'm going to glue this down. And then to cover up the little remaining part of the R showing, I just tied a little bow. And then this is good to go.
Time to make a little Christmas tree display. So I started by taking all 6 of these felt trees that Rebecca sent me, and I punched out all the little pieces that needed to be punched out and then set those aside, and I grabbed some type of base. So this was just a sign I had left over. Dollar Tree has all those wood pieces, so really you could grab any kind of base that you wanted to use for this. And I went in with some white paint. I didn't go for full coverage. I just kind of painted it until I liked how it looked. Now, onto the trees. I had this multicolored strand of fairy lights that I got in a pack from Amazon, and I wanted to put lights in all the little holes on the trees. So for one of the trees, I grabbed the yellow light and I made sure that was up in the star, and then I proceeded to just kind of move the other lights around using just Scotch tape to secure it to the felt tree. And then to finish off the tree, I took the other piece of felt and I just hot glued those two together. Then I just kind of pulled the strand and did the same thing for the 2 side trees. Now, I didn't have enough lights to be able to light up the other 2 trees' stars, so I didn't put lights up there. I just did the lights in all the little round circles. To embellish the trees a little further, I grabbed some white paint and then I just went in and brushed it just in different areas of the trees just to kind of give them that snowy look. For the trunks of my Christmas trees and to help them stand up on my base, I just took some tower blocks that I had stained a while back for a different project and hot glued those to the base of each of the trees. And then I glued all 3 of my trees directly to that white base. The final step to finish off the trees was to add some stars to them. Now, originally that middle one, I was going to try to let that little yellow light shine, but it just, I don't know, it wasn't working for me. So I trimmed the tops of the trees and then attached some of these wooden gold stars that I had from Dollar Tree, and I just hot glued those directly to the tops of each of the Christmas trees. And now enters the snowman ornament that was also in my box. I decided to use the stuffing from this because I could tell that it felt kind of lumpy, and I was actually pleasantly surprised when I pulled it out because it made the perfect kind of snow texture. So I just hot glued a bunch of that fluff to the base to make it look like snow, and then this Christmas tree display was ready to go. The little truck with the tree. What can you do with this other than to keep it some kind of truck? I didn't want to paint it. I really was trying to think outside of the box, so I decided to turn it into a giant faux cookie. So to do that, I'm going to be using colored hot glue, which makes the perfect faux icing. Now, the key to kind of make this look like a cookie is to, along the outside of this truck and tree shape, don't go all the way to the edge. So you can see here how I'm leaving a little bit of the wood exposed. That will just kind of give it more of that whole cookie feel. And that's all I did, is I went in with different shades, or not shades, but well, yeah, colors of hot glue, and I filled them in. Once that was all done, to get the hot glue nice and smooth to have that whole icing effect, just take your heat gun, heat it back up. So don't worry about if you have clumps and bumps and it's uneven in spots. You can hit it with your heat gun, it'll smooth it all out, and it makes it look like a giant cookie. Once I got all the colors onto my tree and it was good to go, I felt like it just needed a little tag, so I grabbed one of the Dollar Tree tags from my stash, just wrote Santa's cookie, and this was finished. Now it's time to tackle the special twist, which was to do a random act of kindness. So I started by creating this printable. I will have it linked down below. I printed it out on some cardstock and I ran it through my laminator so that it would be protected from the weather elements. I wanted to do something nice for all of the delivery drivers that work out there during this crazy holiday season. I grabbed a tub that I had and I added some Gatorades along with some waters. I did chips, candies. I also included some granola bars. You could throw fruit in there as well. I did some candies, fruit snacks, and it kind of just changes as I replenish it, but I put it out every morning and I bring it back in every night. I set it out by my front door, and I have to say, with my camera right there on it, I've gotten so many nods and shakes and thank yous and just happy people. Trust me, they really do appreciate it. Also, if you want to do some random act of kindness yourself, I have this free printable that you can print out, and it gives you tons of ideas of ways that you can spread some kindness this holiday season. Let's move in to the challenge item. So for the first challenge item, I'm going to work with this shirt. I could have taken the easy way out and just kept it a shirt, but I wanted to do something different. So I'll be doing the shirt and working with the ribbon that Rebecca sent me. I started by taking the shirt, opening it up, and I just cut the sleeve off, and then I cut right on the inside of the neckline so that I had this nice long strip. Then taking some hot glue, I turned it inside out and I hot glued along 3 of the edges, made sure that they were all good to go. And I decided I wanted to make a door draft stopper. So I started putting a little bit of stuffing in there, but then you do need to add some rocks to keep this upright and to keep it in place so that if you do have severe drafts under your door, it doesn't blow away. Although I don't really know that's a thing, but we're just going to pretend it is. And you just want to fill it up with some stuffing and some rocks, and then once it's all full, go ahead and close up that last side with some more hot glue. Now you're probably thinking, that looks like a pillow, Courtney. Well, yes, you could also make this a pillow, but again, I was trying to be a little more creative, so that's why we're making a door draft. But you want to take that ribbon and hot glue that down to it. Now you could make this look like a present if you wanted to, but when I went to put the cross piece, the villages were not all lined up and it was just playing tricks on me. So I just did one piece through the center of it and just tacked it on there with some hot glue, and then I pieced together a bow with the ribbon, hot glue that on the center, and now this is ready to protect me from all those breezy cold drafts that are going to come under my door. And here we are on the final challenge item, and I will be using the rest of the items in my box, which were the glitter scrapbook paper and that little barn house ornament. So to start, I took my snowflake and I traced around it on the back of the scrapbook paper, and then from there I cut that out. Now I did go in and paint the edges of my snowflake with some white paint just to make sure that when I attached my scrapbook paper to the snowflake that none of the red would be showing through. I grabbed the barn ornament and cut off the little hanger and then just ripped off that front part in one piece. And then I also took some of that white felt that I had left over that she sent me. I grabbed the Mod Podge, applied it directly to my little barn ornament with my fingers, put the felt on there, and then I just trimmed around it with some scissors that way. To finish off the house, I had some of this white fuzzy fabric that I'd gotten from Hobby Lobby, and I decided to put that along the roof line, so I just cut it and hot glued that down directly to the little barn. I also took the green ornament, or not ornament, but the green wreath that was on there and hot glued that back on there, and then took a little bit of the scrapbook paper and hot glued kind of a wavy, snowy scene at the bottom. Now, once all of that was on there, this is where the DIY went a little sideways. So this is where I just couldn't leave well enough alone and decided that the snowflake was too white and that it needed something else to it, some colors. So I started taking some of this ribbon and adding the ribbon, and just like every mystery box, this one has got some real audio. So here it comes, and let me just let you listen to how this plays out. Okay, this is not going well. I barely had enough ribbon. And now the snowflake is ridiculous. I needed more ribbon right here, but no, now it looks like this. And why would there be a house on a snowflake? I don't know.
There's a house on a snowflake because I'm putting a house on the snowflake. You know what? I might as well just go all in now. This is called Tacky USA. I don't know what I'm doing. This is one of those, Courtney, you need to stop. But I can't. I just can't stop. I can't stop. Can't stop. Won't stop. Not stopping. Just not gonna stop. Not stopping. I'm not stopping. Oh my gosh, I need to stop. This is not going well. This is just so bad. Oh God, Courtney, stop. Just stop. Step away from the crafts. I can't. I cannot step away. Okay, this is going so bad right now. Why do I feel like I have to keep adding stuff to this? I can't with this. This is just, this is not it. This is not, I say that every mystery box, but this one's definitely, I really don't know what adding the ribbon was supposed to do to this. Make it look like, oh. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna add a hanger and call it. We're gonna step away. I am stepping. What am I doing? I don't know. Okay. The hot glue is hot. Okay. So I'm just gonna put glue all over. Actually, I'm gonna use my big glue gun. The one that burns me all the time when I use it. Oh, it won't even come out. Great. Okay. What's happening? Okay. Oh yeah, and it's out of glue. Of course it is. Of course it's out of glue. Back to a small one. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. This just is not, no, this is just not what I had envisioned for this craft. But sometimes, oh my gosh, no, just no. Like, Courtney, you should have quit 8 steps ago.
And there you go. As you can tell, this wasn't exactly my favorite project, but usually, again, I am my own worst critic, so this is now finished and ready to be hung up. And there you have it, a group of Christmas DIYs from the last mystery box of 2022. Let me know down below which one of these projects ended up being your favorite. Also, happy to announce that the mystery box will be back for its 4th year next year, and I have been planning and working on some fun things to add into the challenge, but I would love to know, do you have some ideas that you hope I would consider for the challenge? One of those that is really requested is to do some subscriber sent mystery boxes on the off months, so let me know, do you have challenge ideas, twist ideas? Drop them down in the comments. I will continue to add them to the list that I have. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to check out the playlist down below in the description box, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!